If there's nothing physically wrong that needs medical attention, that needs herbs or supplements, that needs acupuncture, that needs physical therapy, that needs something, it needs changing neural circuits in the brain. And that is a revolutionary idea because that's possible. It can happen. These symptoms are reversible. And you've seen that.
If you're still with me after hearing Dr. Schubiner, then you're in the right place. If you've tried everything, all of your labs are normal, doctors are scratching their heads, and you're still stuck in a loop of weird symptoms, you're in the right place. This might be the first time someone said this to you, so hear me out. You don't have a mysterious illness. You likely have a limbic system issue, an overprotective brain detecting threats that aren't even there. This applies to so many conditions people are struggling with: POIS, anxiety, depression, chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, long COVID, sensitivities, you name it. The frustrating part, limbic system retraining is almost everybody's last resort. But the goal here is to make it your first response. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly where I went wrong in my understanding and where you're probably going wrong too. Before we get into it, I've put together a POIS recovery roadmap, a 7-page guide that'll walk you through the essential steps I took to begin reversing my symptoms. It's designed to help you guys get on track with a structured plan for healing. So click the link below to download it and take that first step today. Understanding what's actually going on with your brain and your symptoms is the first step to recovery. Once you understand this, everything starts to shift. Now, let's jump in. Now, I know some of you guys might be skeptical. You might even be thinking, there's no way my brain is causing all this. Okay, but let me ask you something. Are you getting consistent long-term results from what you're doing right now? Or are you just managing your symptoms? The supplements, the strict diets, the ice baths, the endless protocols, if those were actually working, you wouldn't be watching this video. And I don't say that to call you guys out. I say that because I was you, sitting there, rolling my eyes at anything that even sounded like mind body. But at some point I had to ask myself, what if everything that I've been doing and focusing on was wrong this whole time? And just to keep it real with you guys, I'm not totally symptom free. I still deal with symptoms after workouts and in certain situations, but I'm a completely different person and I'm in a completely different place right now. POIS is 99% gone. My nervous system is calmer than it's ever been. So no, I'm not sitting here claiming to be some perfect example, but I am living proof that this approach works. Let's break this down visually for a second. Here are a bunch of conditions people are struggling with: anxiety, depression, POIS, fibromyalgia, chronic pain, chronic fatigue, etc. Now, under all of those labels, all kinds of bizarre and overlapping symptoms for each condition. We have fear, fatigue, panic attacks, brain fog, heart palpitations, insomnia, headaches. The list goes on. And for most people, this is where the search begins and where it ends. Trying to fix the symptoms or the diagnosis, bouncing from one protocol to the next. But here's what most people miss. All this might be coming from the same source. Now, picture an umbrella, and over that umbrella it says limbic system dysfunction. Suddenly, all those conditions and all those symptoms fit right underneath it. So maybe it's not that you have 10 different things going on, it's that you have one thing going on and it's just showing up in 10 different ways. And if you don't address the root, you're just mopping up the floor without ever turning off the faucet. The real shift is going upstream. That's where healing begins. And limbic system retraining helps turn off the faucet so the body can finally start to recover. Now, I don't expect you just to take my word for it. I want to share a couple short clips that really help me understand this on a deeper level. It's from Ben Aarons, the creator of Reorigin, the limbic system retraining program I'm currently using. In this video, he interviews Dr. Howard Schubiner, one of the leading voices in the mind-body space. You guys, Ben was bedridden with Lyme disease for 3 years before making a full recovery through brain retraining. Dr. Schubiner spent decades helping people break out of chronic symptoms by addressing the brain-body connection. Seriously, look these guys up. I'm sharing this because I know how skeptical people can be, and I get it, but this isn't some woo-woo concept. This is all science-backed, you guys. So as you listen, see if what they're describing sounds familiar, because they're speaking directly to the patterns most of us in this space are stuck in.
because almost everybody who's had chronic symptoms that haven't been effectively treated by traditional medicine have gone to alternative medicine models. And the alternative medicine models will say you've got a hidden bacteria, or you've got a reactivated this, or you've got adrenal fatigue, or you've got food sensitivities, or all these things that, again, are explanations for something that don't actually fit the facts. And the facts are what you just said. Does the pain shift and move from one place to another? Does it turn on and turn off? Does it go away when you're in a relaxing and a happy situation? Is it worse with stress? Is it worse with the weather? Is it worse with wind? Is it in a broad area of the body that doesn't make sense physically? So we have all these criteria that I call the FIT criteria, FIT. Is it functional? Is it inconsistent? And is it triggered by innocuous stimuli? And we've published those, and we've written research papers on that. And so that's what we do. So it's a traditional exam. It's getting away from medical misinformation, inaccurate diagnoses, and then it's ruling in neuroplastic pain or neuroplastic symptoms because of their characteristics.
What Dr. Schubiner points out here is super important. If your symptoms shift around, turn on and off, or get triggered by certain things, that's a major clue that this might be a mind, body, or limbic system issue. Because a traditional illness doesn't usually behave like that. It doesn't just turn on and off like a light switch. He's walking us through how he diagnoses things like neuroplastic pain and chronic symptoms. I'm sharing these clips to help shift your perspective, because once you understand what's really going on, things start to click. And that's when the healing begins. I truly believe POIS falls underneath the same category. And that's actually great news, because if the brain is creating these patterns, the brain can also unlearn them. Let's dive back in.
Let me just say one more thing. Almost the vast majority of people with chronic pain have neuroplastic pain or a mind-body condition. The vast majority of people with chronic fatigue have a mind-body condition. The vast majority of people, and if you have a diagnosis of migraine or headache or neuralgia or irritable bowel syndrome or fibromyalgia or pelvic floor dysfunction, there's a whole list of diagnoses that we have. Tinnitus, the vast majority of those people have mind-body conditions. And so that's another layer to really understand. And we've written all about this in our books and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think at this point, it's good to just bring up what I know many people in our audience will be familiar with, but always good to just state it that when we talk about mind-body conditions or syndromes, that these are not in their head, meaning it's not isolated to a thought or something like that. These are real conditions that are, the brain is influencing back on the body and vice versa. So maybe you could talk a little bit about that, that it's not a psychological disorder, that it's a real experience.
Right. Well, as all pain is created by the brain. So if you have a broken arm, the pain that you have is created by your brain. But it's being sent signals from the body that are influencing the brain to tell it what to do. And stress and emotions activate the brain to create pain or fatigue that's just as severe, just as real. So if all symptoms are created by the brain, it is a brain-centric focus. But when people say it's all in their head, they're implying that it's not real.
Right.
And that couldn't be farther from the truth, because all pain is real, all fatigue is real, all these symptoms are real. They're not people's fault. It's not because they're crazy. It's not because they're weak or demented. It's not because there's something wrong with them. But the fact is that stress and emotions do activate the brain to create these situations. So it's not psychological in the sense that there's something wrong with them, but it's a neural circuit. And so this can be very freeing. It's not meant to be derogatory or pejorative. It's meant to be liberating if there's nothing physically wrong that needs medical attention, that needs herbs or supplements, that needs acupuncture, that needs physical therapy, that needs something. It needs changing neural circuits in the brain. And that is a revolutionary idea, because that's possible. It can happen. These symptoms are reversible. And you've seen that.
These symptoms and conditions are reversible, you guys. You just heard it from an actual doctor. This should give you some serious hope. This is the kind of stuff that nobody is talking about in conventional medicine right now, but it's exactly what moved the needle for me. So, if you're stuck bouncing from doctor to doctor or self-diagnosing through endless symptom hunting, maybe it's time that you zoom out and take a step back. That's where the real progress starts. If this resonated with you, drop a comment, let me know your story. And if you want more videos breaking all this stuff down, tools, mindset shifts, my personal progress, make sure to hit like and subscribe to stick around. You're not broken. Your brain is just trying to protect you. Let's teach it how to feel safe again. And if you're ready to dive deeper into healing, make sure to grab my POIS recovery roadmap. I'll drop the link below. Peace.